right, guys, let's talk about something I did not have on my bingo card this year at all. Casemiro, he's one of our own. We now know is leaving Manchester United at the end of this season. His deal expires in the summer, and now it seems that Inter Miami are the ones that are closing in on his signature. Like I said, this is definitely not something we had on our bingo cards this summer, but would it make a great move, not just for MLS, but of course for Inter Miami? Herc, let me come to you first. Just your reaction when you saw this headline. Why not?
Well, my reaction is, how many DPs can Miami have? Can Inter Miami realistically bring on board? Because you're not going to convince me that a player like Casemiro is not a multi-million-dollar type player, whether it's what you pay him or what you bring him in for. You're not going to trick us again like you did with Rodrigo de Paul and say he's a TAM player. And then you purchase that, and now you see what he is. And then the second one is, I understand the yearning for Major League Soccer teams to try to bring in a player like Casemiro. You saw him at United last season. Great player. Would be a great signing. But if he left the game in a year or two, it would be expected.
Yeah.
So what are you building for in the future? If you're Inter Miami, is this really what you need? You have a Yannick Bright, who in a league that's a salary cap league can fulfill a job for you. A Segovia, who's a good two-way player. Rodrigo de Paul, you've already bit the bullet for. He's a DP. He's been, I think, defensively a liability, abysmal for you. But you've already gone down that route. So where will he play? You don't really need him. You're just adding luxury to add luxury to a team that I think could get better in the back line.
Shaka, of course, we know this isn't the Casemiro of Real Madrid, but he is coming off of what was a good season at Manchester United. We now know, as Michael Carrick confirmed, he has played his last game for Manchester United. So what do you make of this move by Inter Miami? Ambitious indeed, or just unnecessary, as Herc is kind of pointing out?
Well, on the surface of it, I remain a huge Casemiro fan. I think he's one of the great midfielders of a generation coming to the end of his career. Yes, I understand that. Given the clubs he has played for, major clubs in Real Madrid and Manchester United, I think that it will also generate immense fan interest in Casemiro coming to MLS, even if not necessarily to a team that needs a whole lot more exposure or players to advocate for that exposure. So while I like it from a personal perspective for Casemiro, I like it because he's an incredible talent. The first thing that comes to my mind is, I thought, as Herc was saying, I thought this was supposed to be a league of a salary cap. I thought that there was supposed to be some kind of parity about how things are done in this league. I mean, we've kind of recognized that that's not been the case for 4 or 5 years. You make an exception for Lionel Messi, but it just seems to be doubling down for doubling down's sake in terms of Inter Miami and justifying their spend when everybody else is living by a completely different set of rules. I don't get it. I don't get that aspect of it. But if you're asking me about there's no salary cap, none of that is any consideration, yeah, I'm absolutely fine with it. I think it's a great move for Inter Miami.
Yeah, and I know Shaq's been in Miami very many times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't blame Casemiro for wanting to live in Miami.
Why not? There's a strong Brazilian community there, too.
Strong Brazilian community in Florida.
So,
but it's just not what I pictured, going back to what Shaq said, when you think about Major League Soccer being a salary cap league and a team that is constantly being criticized for pushing the envelope and maybe the math not mathing. Here's another move where fans are, I think, well within their right to question how this happens.
Well, the thing about it is, as you said, Inter Miami have pretty much pushed the envelope to bring in all these stars. It has been going well for them, at least to a certain extent. They were favorites again to become champions. So is this cementing them? Is this the win now move, especially for Leo Messi, bringing in a quality player
They've
like?
already won.
But win again.
The only thing they can win that I think they need to win.
Well, Messi's there. All he wants to do is win no matter what.
Well, it's not about MLS Cup. And I don't think it ever was about MLS Cup for the Mas family or for David
Champions
Beckham.
Cup?
Not even that. They want
Copa League?
international.
Yeah.
They want to be an international, a global brand. And the only way you can go global, and they've already tried, Jorge Mas, he's with Alejandro Dominguez, the president of CONMEBOL. They're there, and they're scheming their way to trying to get Copa Libertadores participation because there's a Messi. It's a massive carrot dangling in front of CONMEBOL, and they have a window where if it happens, you can't take this team that's getting trashed in CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Yeah.
You've got to really, really reload, and you got to try to do something in front of the world. And if that's the plan, then yes, I understand the Casemiros of the world being of value to you. There is no salary cap in CONCACAF Champions Cup. There is no salary cap in Copa Libertadores. There is an MLS, and if you can get away with it, then I see the benefit of this move. But where are you going with this?
Check, does this make them ultra favorites now then?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think there was any doubt. I mean, everybody else has a puncher's chance. This is the game, and we've seen the most ridiculous of upsets throughout our own time in the game. We've been subject to a few of them ourselves in our own playing careers. But as you said right now, Inter Miami are huge favorites to win the MLS Cup. I think Casemiro only doubles down on that in a way that, again, I'm not necessarily sure that they needed to ensure that they win MLS Cup.
I love how nobody's really talking about all the different parallels in bringing Casemiro into what is a nice little Argentinian, happy, harmonious crew there. And you've just dropped a Brazilian right in the middle. I mean, if there's a little Barcelona versus Real Madrid there, I'm sure Messi's been on the end of a tackle or two from Case with the club or country.
It was Sergio Ramos at PSG. It seemed all right. They seemed to get along.
All right, just you know me, you had to throw in some little spice, a little bit of sazon. Well, speaking of Real Madrid, do not forget it's the final day, weekend, and match day of La Liga. Real Madrid up against Athletic Club de Bilbao, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. But remember, coverage for all the games starts at 2:30 p.m.